In this video, I'll get into why CDs are making a comeback and why I feel they are vital to helping us take back control of not only the music we listen to, but can also be a very important first step in reclaiming control in other areas of our lives. Let's get into it. How's it? My name is Hugh, and I just bought a brand new CD for the first time in over 20 years after getting rid of most of my CDs about 10 years ago. Do I regret getting rid of all of those CDs? I don't actually. More on that later in this video. But to understand why CDs are so important, first we have to zoom out and take a look at the bigger problem that CDs are solving. In my opinion, the biggest problem in the world right now, by far, is the problem of hyper monetization. We have reached a point where many products have been optimized to maximize the profits for a company while minimizing the cost to the consumer. While that sounds good in theory, in reality it really means that a small number of people make a ton of money while delivering a crap product. Just look at those brands that have a name that are a random collection of letters. In those cases, they aren't even trying anymore. Now, not all products are crap, obviously, some are excellent, but in many industries, the lowest priced products put a lot of pressure on the higher priced, higher quality products, and that begins the race to the bottom. Unfortunately, this is especially true in the music industry. Even more unfortunately, the musicians get caught in the middle and have the most to lose. Luckily, there are always solutions, and in this case, one of the best solutions is the physical CD. So let's take a look at the 7 ways that CDs can solve the problem of hyper monetization of music, and why this 40-plus-year-old technology just might rekindle your love of music and help you take back ownership of your life. If you want your favorite musicians to continue to make awesome music, it has to be worth their time and effort. When you buy brand new CDs, you directly support the artist because they get a cut of every sale. Yes, there are going to be certain times when you simply cannot get a brand new CD for a certain album. But with CDs, many times there is that option, which is fantastic. Artists only make a tiny amount per stream on streaming services, and I'm talking about a fraction of a penny. And if you're a really small artist and you're below a certain threshold, sometimes you don't get paid at all on certain streaming services. So buying brand new CDs is one of the best ways to support your favorite artists. I'm curious, are you buying CDs again or did you never stop? I'd like to know. Leave a comment below. Alright, this is a big one. I found that when I have millions of songs available to me, I tend to rush through the songs to find the good ones. I will only listen to a few seconds of each song because there are so many songs to get to. Then at some point I get tired because there are so many options that I just get decision fatigue and then I quit. The key point here is I don't listen to each song as closely on streaming as I would on a CD. With a CD, since that album is the only thing I can listen to right now, I will give each song a fair shot. On top of that, there are some songs that I don't like on the first try, but after I listen to them a couple times, I really end up liking them. And that will never happen on streaming because I go through the songs so quickly. So the bottom line here is that CDs force me to be more present and intentional with the music I'm listening to. And if I'm going to buy a CD, that means I really like at least a couple of tracks on the CD, and I want to explore the other ones deeper. On top of that, CDs can have hidden tracks. Now let's get into song preservation, which is more important than you may think. Once you have a CD, you have that version of those songs forever. Sometimes streaming services can serve a different version of a song than what's on the CD. On top of that, some songs can get remastered and not sound as good as the original. For example, someone commented on one of my videos and told me to check out Garbage by 21 Pilots on streaming versus CD. Kinda crazy, right? Even worse, songs can often disappear. I had some He's My Brother, She's My Sister songs on my Spotify playlist, and one day when I went to go listen to those songs, they were gone. There are also quite a few albums that are simply not available on streaming. A good example is this one by Don Carlos. Having the CD allows me to always have access to these songs, and I can also create FLAC files that I can listen to on my phone or my iPod. For a long time, I didn't realize how much of a difference there is in sound quality between CDs and streaming, but one day I did a test. That made me realize that CD quality music is so much better than streaming. It's even better than some so-called lossless downloads from certain streaming services. If you've never heard the difference before, it's hard to explain how much better this music not only sounds, but feels. When I listened to CD quality music after being on streaming for years, I actually got excited about music again because the music had this extra dimension to it. Until I did this test, I didn't realize what I was missing. Now I get much more enjoyment out of listening to the CD quality versions than the streaming versions, so you might want to do this test for yourself also. Remember though, you can only tell the difference if you have decent quality headphones or IEMs. If you're just using regular earbuds, it's all gonna kind of sound the same. So if you're the type of person who really cares about sound quality like I do, check out the links in the description below. Those are some links to some very high bang for the buck headphones and IEMs that will allow you to get the most enjoyment out of your CD quality music. This one took me a little while to realize, but once I got it, I was sold 1000%. You see, this or this could be the modern version of this. Here's what I mean. It all started with this track by Stick Figure. It's a mashup of songs by Sublime and Biggie. If you don't remember mashups, they were somewhat popular during the early LimeWire and Napster days. People would mix two or more songs together, many times from very different genres, to create some super interesting songs. For example, think about mixing Metallica with Taylor Swift. Many times these songs were terrible, but once in a while somebody would hit it just right, and it was magic. Girl Talk has some tracks like this, and half the fun of these mashups was discovering the real gems. Now, obviously, most of these homemade mixes were not copyright safe, so they could never be sold on the open market. But if you still have some of these songs, or any songs that cannot be put on streaming, you can put these songs on your iPod, your phone, or your computer, and listen to them alongside the songs that you ripped from your CDs. The same thing goes for rare live recordings that someone recorded on their phone at a bar or at a music festival. Speaking of iPods, if you want to get into iPods to play the ripped music from your CDs, check out the link in the description below. That's a link to a free guide that will tell you how to repair iPods, which are the best iPods to buy, and which are the iPods to avoid. There are 3 iPods that are still actually really awesome today, but the rest are duds, so be sure to read that guide so you don't buy the wrong one. Anyway, the point is once you get off of streaming, you can listen to any music you want, not just on CD, but also on your phone, on a music player, or on your computer. It's like creating the largest, most awesome mixtape ever, and you can have it with you all the time. Even if you pay for a streaming service, many of them still serve you ads. They aren't like Netflix that blatantly show you traditional ads even though you're paying a fee, but they are ads nonetheless. When you open the app on the home screen, many times you get served with the latest releases, even if you don't care about those artists. You also get served new podcasts, upcoming concerts, audiobooks, or anything else that will keep you on the platform longer. Owning CDs ensures that you will always have the music you love without annoying pop ups, notifications, or advertisements. Let's face it, when it comes to music, CDs are the most durable and most accessible form of physical media in the world. That's why they will be extremely important to preserving music in the future. Here's how CDs compare to other physical media. Yeah, I can hear you. Mini discs are super cool and I used them a lot in the past. They're great. But there are a very limited number of albums available on mini disc and the equipment is getting hard to find. On top of that, the sound quality isn't as good as CDs. Vinyl is awesome, but it's fragile and it takes up a ton of space on shelves. On top of that, there are many variables that determine the sound quality of vinyl, including when it was made, the cartridge you use, and more. And don't forget the big one. The more you listen to vinyl, the more worn out it gets. Now, I realize that there's a distinct sound with vinyl that you simply cannot get on any other form of media. But for me, it's more trouble than it's worth. A huge shout out to the vinyl heads out there though. I totally get why you are into it. As Biggie said, I let my tape rock till my tape pop. Cassettes are too fragile and have low sound quality, so they're a no-go for me. I understand how important cassettes were to the spread of music, but I feel that this is one type of media that should be left in the past. Now we get into a more modern storage device, the SD card. You can load a ton of music on it and simply pop it into a phone, music player, or a computer. However, the downsides are fewer devices use them nowadays, and they can be easy to lose. On top of that, it can be easy to put them in a digital camera and accidentally erase them. CDs, on the other hand, are super durable, and since they are read with a laser, there's no physical wear. They are meant to be a permanent recording media similar to vinyl, so the quality is locked in, unlike with cassettes and mini discs, which are rewritable and trade flexibility for quality. CDs also don't fit into digital cameras, so you're safe there. But seriously, which one do you prefer? Leave a comment and let me know. Even though I've just told you about all the benefits of CDs, this is not an either-or situation. You can have physical media and streaming at the same time, especially because it can take time to build up your CD library again. Personally, I'm seriously thinking about owning 100% of my music and quitting streaming altogether. Streaming is kind of a mess. More in future videos. Oh yeah, why do I not regret getting rid of most of my CDs about 10 years ago? The reality is I'm a very different person now, and I simply don't vibe with a lot of that music anymore. So having the opportunity to start my CD collection over again is kind of a blessing in disguise. Now that I understand the value of physical media and what I actually enjoy listening to, I can make more conscious decisions about what CDs I want to own. In the past, I bought a lot of CDs just so I could have an impressive collection or just because a CD was popular. Now the big question is what other areas of our life would benefit by applying the same mentality? Taking control of the music you listen to can be the first step in taking back control in other areas of your life. In what situations could owning be better than renting in your life? Leave a comment below and let me know. If you like this video, you'll probably like this video here. Before you go, give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if taking back more control of your life is important to you. Long live awesome music.